truck owner said, hey, I feel like my brake's dragging. And so we came, he's actually parked on the hill here, and released the brakes. And I thought maybe they were just a little slow to release, but it would not run downhill. So we went ahead and drove it onto some flat ground, crawled underneath there to adjust the slack adjuster. Coming out of the brake chamber, going to the slack adjuster was on a pretty aggressive angle, and it was dragging. So the truck owner was correct and that the brakes were not right. We released it, moved it up, and now they're functioning. While doing that, the compressor purge valve was constantly discharging. Discharge, run for 5 seconds, discharge. So I said, hey, we've got to address that now. That led to step 2, 3, and 4, which was a ton of leaks around the governor. The line going from the governor to the air dryer had multiple leaks. Get all that cured up. It's still spitting, quite aggressive. And so at the end of the day, I felt like it was the unloaders, which you saw that video, the O-rings were bad. Replaced the unloader valves in there. And now we have a fully functioning, minimal leaks. In fact, he sat for 2 days and only lost maybe 20 PSI at the most. So I feel like now we have a healthy vehicle that will stop and not drag the brake. Back to the brake real quick. Had this guy not said, hey, I think something's wrong, that brake would have continued to drag and eventually created heat and eventually caught some grease on fire, and that's really scary. So luckily the truck owner was paying attention, and luckily we caught it. When we're diagnosing this discharge and we find all these leaks, we got it, there's the smoking gun, and then it doesn't fix it. Although there was a problem there. I had to leave for that day and go do another job. So then you've got a couple days where you're like, what the heck, man? You're going through the troubleshooting tree without wasting a bunch of money and just throwing parts at it. The worst thing you do as a mechanic is load the parts cannon. Unless parts are cheap, at some point when you're charging, $100 an hour, then this part's $20 and it's going to take you an hour to figure out if it's bad or not. At some point, you're just like, hey, we're going to throw it on there. The governor on this was pretty new, so I didn't think it was that, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, that's what keeps you up at night. You're like, man, I don't want to waste this guy's money, but it's got to be this. So that's the nightmare. Now, when we go through it and I decide it's the unloader, I'm going to go ahead and do their $30. We don't have much to lose. And then we just put them in and it fixed it. Well, then, as a mechanic, that should be what light you up. You shouldn't be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to cash that check. You should be like, all right, we did it. We got it. That's it. That's the highs and lows, That's the parabola.